What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about how many opening kills will be in Scream 5. First thing I should say, I know I get my T's mixed up. Today is Thursday morning, not Tuesday. I normally do a new video every single Tuesday, but no, honestly, had too many videos on Tuesday. Wanted to get a movie review out on Tuesday as well, so had to push the Scream video. But normally, we do this every single Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday, the June 1st, there will be another new video, okay? So we'll get back on track. So I want to talk about this this is purely speculation, just I guess to make that clear, because sometimes people get mad at me for it's like, oh, you sound like, the title sounds like you're confirming something, and then you're just talking about it. That's kind of what I do for people, I guess, that don't know. But before I get too far in, make sure, as always, if you guys haven't already, you're subscribed, bell icon turn on, give this video a like. We've talked about it before, right? Definitely helps YouTube. And also, brand new to the channel, and I'll be mentioning this here and there, but we did open up memberships and we did open up Patreon. They're the exact same thing. You do get stuff. It's not just support just to support us. You do get exclusive things for the tiers that we have. Obviously, no pressure, no forcing of me at all to do it, but if you guys want to, the Patreon's in the description and memberships is right next to the subscribe button, okay? I'll be mentioning it from time to time, but obviously I'm not forcing. There's no forcing happening, okay? So let's talk about this. And really, this goes, I would almost argue, only because of Scream 4, right? Because Scream 4 was really the movie that started to take these opening kills. Well, I would say throughout the movies, they started to get a little bit more evolved, right? And I would even say like a Scream 2 thing took itself, I don't even know how you'd want to say that it took itself, but it definitely went way more over the top than like a Scream 1, which is more of a cat, and they've talked about it before, right? Cat and mouse. Yes, it was a little bit like bloody and gory, and with like the rating system and stuff with her character, with Drew Barrymore's character, but in general, it was very much more, I would say, like down to earth, right? Very much more of a cat and mouse game. But Scream 4 took it like, now I don't even, they did so many kind of fake out kills because of stab and all that stuff. So the question is, how many of that would happen in Scream 5? So I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'll do it right in the beginning of this video. I'm going to say one. And I guess not necessarily there has to be just one kill, but one sequence. That's probably the better way of saying it. So that's kind of hard to title it. So sorry if it's misleading, but I think you guys all understand where I come from with these videos. If people think things are misleading, they can just get lost. But I really think, when we talk about how 5 or Scream, whatever you want to say, how it can go back to its roots, not copy, right? I say that literally in every single video. I don't want Scream 1 again, but I want it to feel, I guess, more like Scream than probably any of the other movies. You can't really make it feel like a sequel for like Scream 2 and 3, and then Scream 4, I just don't really, again, like if I wanted it to be Scream 4, I would just watch Scream 4, right? So one of the ways of doing that is not by literally copying that opening kill. So, a lot of people have talked about, and I've talked about it, right? The Jenna Ortega thing. And I know, I believe Killjoy Jake made a video too about like further speculation that maybe she really is the opening kill. And I think that would be bold. I think that would be kind of confusing because the synopsis definitely has like her and her sister in it. So maybe they lied to us with, maybe they're flat out lying. Okay. Like I truly don't know what they're going to do. I do feel like there could be very big like subversions of expectations. They just do these things throughout this movie that can really catch us off guard. So I would not be shocked at all. I mean, well, okay, it would be shocking like in the moment, but like if you told me today, Alex, Jenna Ortega's character is that, opening kill, I'd be like, wow, like bold, very bold. Some of us called it. I mean, I said it's definitely possible, but it's like, wow, they actually did it. That would kind of be, as of right now, that'd be my reaction. And then in the movie, it'd be like, holy Jesus, that would probably be the reaction then. But no matter what they do, if it's her, if it's Dewey, if it's, I know some people say Sydney, maybe it starts at the end. I don't know, whatever they end up doing. I think it's going to be big, okay? I do think they do one. That's very important, too, because when we say how many opening kills or even opening kill sequences are in the movie, an answer could be 0. There could be 0. Now, that would be, going to 1. Having one event happening, if you want to make it like the Drew Barrymore thing, whatever, but, having that one cat and mouse or opening kill thing happen would be very familiar, I would say, specifically with Scream 1, the very first one, okay? That would be the most going back to its roots, I would say, that you could possibly give it. Now, would it be the most original, or would it feel the most new? Not necessarily. I think in a way it would, but not necessarily, because again, you could argue, and you could argue against it, but you could argue that they're just doing Scream 1 again. Also, by the way, starting it, and this is kind of going down a rabbit hole, so I won't go too far, but if they do start this upcoming one very much like the original, starting a movie like that probably isn't the best way to, like, it does, because what I'm trying to say, I guess, I know I'm stuttering a lot. You're immediately starting it off with feeling very familiar to the first one, and I've seen your guys' comments, like a lot of people don't care, and a lot of people would be fine with that. I would just think, like, you see that, and then immediately your mind's like, okay, we're thinking Scream 1. So now throughout the entire movie, either it's an early indication that the entire movie is going to feel very similar to Scream 1, or they did that to throw you off of their trail, or like us off their trail, right? Where it feels like Scream 1, and then it just kind of goes in all other directions. Both of which, neither of which is necessarily bad, like, at all, right? Depends on how they do it. But that's just something to throw out there. So there is the option of like one person, one killer, or two killers, however they want to do it. Another one could be 0, just completely skipping it altogether. I feel like that would feel insanely different, and again, like, not necessarily a bad thing. I think people by now, I mean, let's not lie, by now I think you go into a Scream movie expecting there to be at least one person taken out in the beginning. The issue with 4 was that it just happened to everybody, and really none of them mattered at all. And like, I think that's kind of one of the major things where, and you could even argue like Scream 2, like at least Scream 1 started something. I think, like, it didn't have necessarily implications throughout the entire movie, but it was substantial enough. Scream 2, really not. Scream 3, I guess, was like pretty substantial. Scream 4, though, not really. Scream 4 was, again, kind of all over the place. So I think that's, to me, more of the thing, not getting too specific as to who has to die, because we talked about that before, right? Like, if it's Dewey, like, that would be something insane, okay? So we don't have to talk about that, but I think the general idea of, having one versus not or I guess not even that, just I want it to feel impactful in some way. I don't want it to feel thrown away, and I think that's what you can sometimes get when they introduce Stab, because, kind of like not even like a parody, but like a play on what they've already done. Like, it's fine. Like, I've liked how they've handled that idea and that almost like meta feel of it, like throughout, and kind of different iterations too, right? It's gone through multiple iterations. I'm okay with it, but I just feel like when you have all of the openings being that, and they're not really, like, you don't have to take them too seriously, you know what I mean? I want it to feel like something. Now, it is a good opportunity to see what Ghostface is going to look like for the first time, all that different stuff, maybe how they hold their weapon, but the thing is, like, if it's not real, or if it's a TV show, or if it's a movie, or it's some other kind of, medium that they decide to take it in, say it's like a web show or whatever, like, it's not the real Ghostface that you're going to be experiencing throughout the whole movie. So, like, I mean, I guess it's another way to maybe throw people off the trail as the movie goes on. There are good purposes of it. It gets you directly into it. You get to see the gore and the blood and stuff, and I gotta be careful of certain words I use on YouTube, right? But those kind of things, it gets you used to them right away. It can have that cat and mouse feel to it. There can be tension there. There can be a little humor. All this kind of stuff. So again, it's not inherently bad. Like, if they opened up 5 or this new Scream movie with like 10 opening kills, would that be inherently bad? Well, I don't think it would be good. I think I would lean immediately towards, just because it's more doesn't mean it's better, right? I would, again, personally prefer 1. And honestly, again, like, in terms of predicting it, so I have not seen a screener. I'm not one of those inside, and very few people have obviously seen it. But I would imagine / I would predict that if they're going to do anything with the opening, it really, in my opinion, would be either 0 and really throw people off the trail, where it's like, wow, you're not even gonna do it. You're going so bold and new, you're just skipping that part. Which, again, like, that's not. I would be like, you know what? Hats off to you, good sirs. 2 of them, right? Hats off, because like that's very bold, because you may have people that are very disappointed with that. I feel like I'd be a little disappointed, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Or again, then just 1, kind of taking it back to its roots, making it a little bit more grounded and realistic in terms of how far you can push that word. I guess that's what I would think. Okay, and then again, that doesn't even talk about who it would be. You can obviously do a lot of different things if you kill off a main, like an OG character, right? If you kill off one of the 3, that obviously does a lot of stuff. And then if you kill off one of the, let's say, like 5 biggest names that are new to the franchise, that are like the big names that are younger, that can carry it. If you kill off one of them, that's another big, that's a big ripple effect to the entire movie. So obviously those are things, and we've talked about some of those in the past, and we can as well in the future. But I definitely want to hear from you guys in the comments. So what do you think? How many people are going to be taken out, let's say, right? How many sequences do you think it would be? Let me know. Again, make sure if you haven't already, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. Sorry, this is a Thursday, but hey, you get to wake up Thursday morning with a new Scream video. I would say that's pretty darn solid. Again, memberships / Patreon are below you. Memberships next to the subscribe button. Patreon, the link for that is in the, they're the exact same thing, again, just 2 different ways or companies to give your money to, basically, okay? Thank you for watching, guys. There'll be a new video on Tuesday, probably without a notification, and I hope to see you guys there.